Okay, this is Lorne Plant, and he is with Yellow Flag Productions and State Champ Sports Network. And Lorne, why don't you tell them a little bit about your role here at Yellow Flag?
Yeah, so it has quite considerably changed over the last 6 months, whereas our connection with Lawrence Tech for well over a decade now was to promote its athletics, as athletics came back into the forefront in the 2010s as being a high school sports network and connected to a sports audience. We were there promoting a lot of Lawrence Tech's new programs. There was a lot of teams that were just coming back or just starting here at the university, and it was our job to get the word out about recruiting, about students, coming to the university, about student athletes trying to get hooked up with being able to compete here at Lawrence Tech, and we did that pretty successfully. A lot of it was a lot of an awareness campaign for a lot of the marketing that we did for it. And as a result, they always say, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And so we got all the marketing business now for the university that successfully connected Matt and many others who were here already at the university, as well as the team that we have and new people that we brought on board to take Lawrence Tech into or take it to the next level as far as awareness, as far as sharing all the great things that are happening at the university, and growing enrollment.
Well, one of the things that always made me cringe is I would hear about Lawrence Tech being a hidden gem,
Right.
or the Detroit area's best kept secret,
Right.
or something like that. And that just was like, go ahead and stick in the dagger, right? Because
Yeah.
that's my job, is to make it less of,
Yes.
of a hidden gem, less of a well kept secret.
Yes.
But so tell us a little bit about the background of Yellow Flag, how it got started. I know it was started by the former marketing head of Jeep, right?
Yep.
Lou Battanti.
Camp
Yeah.
Jeep. Lou
Yeah.
Battanti, who is still here, serving as president of Yellow Flag. He was also a high school football coach at Brother Rice and in Birmingham, and he had a dream of really bringing high school sports to the forefront. It's kind of something you didn't really see here in Metro Detroit, getting the kind of attention that when it started State Champs in 2002. Invested Chrysler dollars so that we could get the sports network going, and we were on Channel 4 for a number of years, and then a number of other TV stations before we settled on Fox Sports Detroit, and now we've moved into just strictly a digital high school sports delivery company. But Lou kind of stepped in back then got back to his Chrysler duties, and his nephew actually ran the company for several years. And then when Lou retired from Chrysler, he then decided he really wanted to come back and invest heavily into trying to take state champs at that time to the next level. And Yellow Flag is the corporate entity that rose from that.
All right, so talk about LTU's sports offerings first a little bit, then we'll get into the academics.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know. I mean, I got asked as recently as 3 or 4 years ago, oh, LTU has sports now? Well, we have had sports since 2012.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about the sports program here and how it fits into the overall educational mission.
Well, I think it's great. And I think if you talk to deans of the colleges here at the university, almost to a person, they all say that the student athletes quite often are the best students. So it was a great investment for Lawrence Tech to want to bring sports here to the university. And I think what it has done right off the bat, and again, we've been on campus now since 2015, but again, since the spring of 2010, have been doing programming in and around Lawrence Tech as a sponsor of a lot of our programming. So the one thing that I noticed right off the bat is the fact that the camaraderie, the culture building here, you're actually really feeling like a university having the sports programs here. It gives the students something to really rally around, as well as has really kind of diversified the people here, from a cultural standpoint to, just the types of individuals that are here at Lawrence Tech. I think probably unfairly was kind of, stereotyped in a way as to what type of student usually will come to Lawrence Tech, the engineer or the architect. But obviously, it's a lot bigger than that. The sports here, they've got more sports here than Michigan State. Which I think a lot of people would find surprising. And I think they even would like to grow it even further, because I think what they found, again, are these athletes are good students. And quite frankly, sports brings revenue into a university. And the NAIA is a pretty competitive place for these athletes who maybe wouldn't have a college sports home without these kinds of offerings. And we were very involved with starting football here a few years back.
Yep. And I think the last I heard, we had 30 or 31 varsity sports here at Lawrence Tech. I tell people we have everything except swimming and diving because we don't have a pool.
Right.
But stay tuned. We might, pretty soon. So you never know, right?
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Even sports like wrestling, which could very easily be done here, haven't been introduced yet, and they very well could be.
Yep. So, and also one thing I would point out, Mike, and I don't know if you'd find this true at other campuses, the student athletes at Lawrence Tech actually have a higher average GPA than the overall student body.
Right.
So there's an awful lot of smart kids here who decided that a Lawrence Tech education was a good idea for various very solid reasons, but also decided they wanted to continue playing the sports they love at a level that
competitive level, right?
Well,
Yes.
you occasionally hear of an NAIA athlete going pro, but it doesn't usually happen. Usually, these students are in it for the love of the game, right?
Yeah, it's a Division II level, NCAA level type of sport, which is very competitive.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely fun to watch. There are scholarship opportunities. I think what sports has really done for the university has introduced the great educational programs that it has to offer to a number of students who may never have looked at Lawrence Tech in the first place.
Right.
And maybe these are all students who are high achievers and, haven't quite figured out exactly what career path they want to go down, and yet they've learned through sports, because they've wanted to play sports here, have found out about the over 100 degree programs that are offered, and all centered around technology and kind of the future of work. And they've just been all of a sudden feel like they've really hit gold.
Well, and sports also, I think, adds an entire different level of networking to attract students to the university, because I've asked a couple of kids on some of our sports teams, like we draw in athletes from California and Florida and Texas and places like that. I'm like, how does a kid in Tyler, Texas hear about Lawrence Tech? And what I usually hear is something like, well, my high school coach was a graduate assistant with Coach so-and-so at Lawrence Tech 10 years ago.
Right.
Because coaching is really a pretty small world, right?
Yes, and these coaches, a lot of them have come from various other institutions throughout their career, so they bring that network.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the academic portion of it that we're now doing here at Yellow Flag. Talk a little bit about the future of attracting students to a university like Lawrence Tech in an era when you can't obviously run ads in a newspaper anymore to reach people. How do you reach high school students and their influencers, with the message about Lawrence Tech?
Well, if I had a phone in front of me, I would pull it up and say, "This is how you reach them," because that's exactly. You've got one. That's where they are.
Right there.
These things are a part of everyday life as they are our hands.
Yeah.
So the kids and the parents, quite frankly, are locked into those. So you've got to create messaging that hits home. You've got about this amount of time. In which to catch their attention, and then it will be gone. So, the first things first, we have a new brand campaign that will be launching here in the next several weeks.
Okay.
And it is something that
Mike, you got a scoop.
Yeah,
we have a new brand.
Yeah, scoop. That's good. Go ahead. We won't tell anyone. What's it all about? So.
Right, exactly. No one's paying attention. No, it's very much. I would say this. Because I can't do it justice right now since I'm not the creative person who invented it, but I will say that it's based around curiosity and magic. So those two words, and some of you might be saying, okay, I don't know how you put that together. Trust me, it's put together, and it's what was it? It's Arthur C. Clarke, right, from 2001: A Space Odyssey, right?
And any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Exactly.
That's the basis of this.
Exactly. So Lawrence Technological University wants to be the creative technology university of the future, and magic is what is created here by a lot of these individuals. So anyway, that's just kind of the short of it. But I can tell you that you've got to be able to create an emotional message that we are working on, and we feel we've got that is going to hopefully hit home with a lot of people, and it's marketing for a university that we believe has not been done in any other way or by any other university. It's very different. It's very aspirational, very inspirational, and that's kind of going to be the starting point. But again, it all relates around. For the most part, granted, there is television, there is media buys that you have to do, but digital is where you really make the impact as far as transferring from message to application.
All right. And obviously, Lawrence Tech has quite a number of selling points. We were just going over them in the room next door before I came in here. It's small class sizes, the 11-to-1 student-teacher ratio, faculty with deep industry experience because we've got people who are in industry on our faculty. It is 90+% of our graduates have either a job or have been accepted to graduate school by the time they graduate. That's for the bachelor's degree people. We have the highest average starting salary of any university in the Detroit area, and the last couple of years it's been the highest in Michigan. So I mean, there's a lot of good reasons to come here, and over 100 academic programs, many of them STEM focused, but we also provide a well-rounded education and make sure that those technologists that we're graduating can communicate.
Absolutely. And one of the great things about some of the lesser known programs, such as the media communications program and degree program in the arts and sciences colleges, is that we employ many students here who as interns while they're here getting an opportunity to work in the industry. We've got several I call it television programs or digital programs, but several broadcasting programs that we put out on the state champs side of things. LTU's got over 100 games a year that they are streaming live for the university, and the students are doing all of this. So they're getting hands-on, great experience. Again, it's the theory and practice model, not just at where you would expect that to be on the architecture, design, engineering side, but also in the arts and sciences side.
All right. And I know Dr. Soap would strangle me if I didn't mention how much financial aid is available. Don't go by the sticker price of the education. Take a look at what you can get in financial aid and work opportunities. There are work opportunities here on campus. Our students are getting great summer co-op jobs that can help with the cost of college. And there are a whole many different ways to reduce the cost of a private university to less than that of a state university.
And all we really want to do in the interim is get you to just put Lawrence Tech on your radar. If you're looking for a university, look into it. I think you'll find that it has so many unique offerings, and there are lots of scholarship opportunities, many that go unfulfilled. And so whether you're an athlete, or whether you're a student that is ready to embark on a journey that who knows, may put you in a position where we're going to be or these jobs that and these careers that don't even have job titles yet. They're being created right here at Lawrence Tech, so that when you graduate, all of a sudden you're going to be who would have thought we would have had an autonomous car engineer 12, 13 years ago, but that's a real thing. And then the AI and the cybersecurity programs, all those things are very, very future and forward thinking.
Okay, so the website is ltu.edu and click on future students. Lorne, where do they click if they're interested in the athletic programs? Is a Recruit Me website?
Well, LTUathletics.com, you can go pretty much pick any sport, go on there. There's a recruiting questionnaire. You can recruit yourself. The coaches encourage you you to just fill out a short questionnaire, get it back to them. They'll respond to you within 24, 48 hours, and then you can begin the process there, begin that dialogue.
All right.